It's just like eating a Big Mac. Right? In car, out of box.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Keto Wizards. I'm Brian and this is May. And today we are gonna make for you special Big Mac bowls.
Big Mac bowls.
Big Mac bowls.
Big Mac casserole, Big Mac salad. It's one of those keto recipes you find on the internet and we are attempting to perfect it.
So Big Macs.
So Big Macs. McDonald's, when you're growing up, was a treat. At least it was for me. We didn't get it very often.
Right.
And when I was growing up, it was the Happy Meals, and I was plain hamburger Happy Meal. Really cool. But I wanted to graduate to the grown-up burger at McDonald's, which was the Big Mac.
The Big Mac, right?
So, Do you remember your first Big Mac?
I do remember my first Big Mac. I remember, picking it up out of the little styrofoam box that it came in back then.
What's up with this extra layer of bread?
Yeah, it was crazy. To a kid, the Big Mac was big. It was pretty mammoth.
Let me say a few words about McDonald's Big Mac. It's 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
It's a comfort food, and we're not gonna eat the 3 layers of sugar-laden bread.
No.
But we want that comfort flavor.
Right. So we want to basically bring the big thing about the Big Mac that we have to bring to the table is the secret sauce, right? Because without that, it's really not a Big Mac. You got to have those flavors in there, right? So that's probably the first step that we're going to do is we're going to make our Big Mac sauce.
All right, the
right?
Keto Wizards
Secret
sauce, which is now not going to be a secret.
Right. Not a secret.
All right, so what are we going to put in our secret sauce?
All right, so we got to start with mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Okay, and we're going to have 1 cup of mayo.
Okay.
And then some smoked paprika, which is nice and smoky.
How much is that?
That is a half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon.
Half
Okay.
a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon of smoked paprika.
Half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and then we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of garlic powder.
Okay. All right.
And then a full tablespoon of onion powder.
Tablespoon?
Teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
Full teaspoon
That was
of.
a lot of onion powder.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of onion powder.
A lot of onion powder.
All right, and then so we're also going to add to this mix. We have some diced pickles. I believe we have 2 tablespoons of diced pickles here with an extra tablespoon of pickle juice.
Okay, why are we adding pickle juice?
Pickle juice because we're looking for that kind of salty, vinegary, briny taste that you would expect in your Big Mac sauce.
Okay. Can I get it a little tartness?
A little bit of tart, yeah. And we're gonna get a little bit more tart with some mustard. And we have 2 tablespoons of mustard.
Okay.
All right.
Any mustard good?
Pretty much any mustard's good. I think we're using some Dijon mustard today, but yellow mustard would be perfect, actually.
Probably a little more traditional.
Probably a little bit more traditional. Probably not go with like a brown mustard or a really dark mustard,
All right.
And then we're gonna add just a touch of sweetness with the Swerve, right?
Erythritol.
The Swerve erythritol. We're just gonna sprinkle some of that in there.
How much are we putting in there?
I don't know. It's like a mystery to me.
That looked a lot like 2 teaspoons.
Probably is 2 teaspoons.
So this is kind of great. That I was worried because the mayonnaise looked really thick, but once we added the pickle sauce,
Pickle juice is gonna loosen it up a lot. Yeah.
So now it's more of a dressing.
Right.
It looks more like a dressing, which is what we want, right?
Exactly.
Okay. It smells good.
It does smell good. Now, it doesn't have maybe quite the color.
Okay. Which we are getting some color from the paprika.
Getting some color from the paprika.
And the mustard.
Right, and a little bit from the mustard too. So.
Okay. All right.
But I bet it's going to taste delicious.
So we should chill this a little bit because we're going to use this as a dressing. probably want it nice and cold.
Right. So we'll go ahead and pop that in the fridge and let it
Okay.
chill out. Let all them flavors kind of meld together.
Great.
And yeah. So then next up will be
Our
cooking
hamburger beef.
Cooking up the beef. All right. So back to Big Mac bowls. We have a hot frying pan here.
Yeah.
I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of some avocado oil.
Just to keep it from not
Just to keep it,
sticking.
yeah.
We're using a cast iron, so we want to make it.
All right, and then into the hot pan, we have 2 pounds of ground beef. We're using grass-fed, 100% grass-fed ground beef today.
Organic.
Yeah. I guess if we wanted to keep with the McDonald's theme even tighter, we probably could have gone for, some lunchbox meat somewhere. But
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to add to that 2 tablespoons of minced dry onion.
Minced dried
Minced
onion.
dry onion.
That most people usually have in their pantry. I'm guessing. If you don't, it's handy. But we figured this would be more like the McDonald's flavor onions. You could
Right.
use fresh onions and caramelize them in there if you want to get fancy. But we're not trying to be fancy.
Other than the ground beef.
Well. Alright, got that in. What else?
All right, so the next thing is we're going to do some Worcestershire.
Oh, you can smell
Right?
the
A
onion.
whole tablespoon.
Smell the onion.
I can smell it. It smells delicious, actually.
Whole tablespoon Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire. Alright.
Then some salt and pepper. We got just a teaspoon of each. Feel free to salt this to your taste.
When I think of McDonald's burger, like the burger itself, to me it is kind of salty and peppery. So we're going a little crazy with the salt and pepper, but salt and pepper to your taste. But I wanted to try to recreate what that patty tastes like.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna brown this down. All right, so our meat is browned. We're just cooking off some of the water still. If you want to drain the fat out, you can, but this is grass-fed, so we're keeping the fat in just because we want to. So that is up to you. And I've divided it in half. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna layer our casserole dish with half the meat. Then we're gonna add some American cheese. Good American cheese because that's because cheese, and that's what you're gonna get on a Big Mac. Then we're gonna put the other half of the burger on top of that, and then another layer of cheese. And that's it. Got a 9x13 casserole dish here. Put about half the meat on the bottom. I've got 12 slices of cheese, so we're gonna put 6. And if you want to do shredded cheese, you can, but we're gonna go with the American cheese slices. American. I'm just gonna put our other burger on top of that. And more cheese, because cheese. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the oven. We have it set at 350. We're probably gonna cook it maybe 10 minutes until at least the cheese is melted. We don't want it too crunchy or bubbly, but if you like crunchy cheese, go for it. Whatever you wanna do, this is all about you. But we want that creamy, melty texture with
Looking
this.
for ooey gooey.
And while that's in, Brian will tell you our next step over there.
So obviously we know that we can't have any buns on our keto bowl, keto Big Mac bowls, but one thing that we probably can have that we're not going to skip on is the sesame seeds, right? That was also part of it. It was the only burger at the time that I remember, like at McDonald's, right, that had a sesame seed bun. So we're going to put in, I think we got a couple of tablespoons.
I think 1 tablespoon.
One tablespoon of sesame seeds, and we're just going to put it in a little pan, and we're going to toss this into the oven, and we're just going to toast them up. So we got some nice toasted sesame seeds.
I'm gonna keep an eye on them. Don't let them burn, but you just want them to get a little golden. cheese are.
Cheese is melted. All right, so we are going to take a look at our hamburgers, right? Our hamburger casserole has been in the oven for about 5 minutes right now. So we're gonna take a look at it because, like we said, we don't want that cheese to get all burnt.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
All right, so I think this is pretty much what we are looking for. Get a nice little shot of that there. So we got the cheese is all nice and melted and it looks pretty ooey and gooey.
Gooey and gooey.
Right? So we are going to put this on top of a nice bed of iceberg lettuce because that's what you do at McDonald's. And we got our secret sauce.
Yes.
Right?
And our sesame seeds.
And our sesame seeds coming out real soon. All right, so, and we are back.
This looks good. I don't know, it looks... I want to say the word cheesy in a cheesy way.
Not a, wow, look at that cheese way, but...
Like, so...
It's not gourmet.
No, there's nothing, do not confuse this with gourmet food. This is just, you know, fairly cheap, easy to make, throw it together, you know, middle of the week, you know, make your kids think like, hey, we got something.
Kids would love this,
Oh yeah,
I think.
my kids would go crazy for this actually.
Yeah, kids would totally
that'd be great.
love this, yeah.
All right, so we're going to just plate it up here with a little bit of lettuce, right? We got some iceberg lettuce.
We went with iceberg just because it's more replicative of a Big Mac, but if you want to use spring lettuce, romaine, however you want to do that for your salad.
Right.
We're going for texture and crunch.
And you know, I mean, if you want to get really, you know, just super authentic with your McDonald's Big Mac bowl, make sure to get the lettuce that's, you know, been in the produce department like from like last week. It's got a little bit of brown edges on it, right? That'd be perfect.
And it's not really green at all, it's more white.
Right, exactly.
All
All right, so we are going to try to just, you know, lift out a piece of this. As you can see, we got basically 6 servings out of this. Let's see what it looks like, see how well it holds together. And oh my goodness, that's pretty cool. All right, so we're just gonna place that right up on top there. Get some of this little peripheral burger pieces. All right, so we got that. And then we need to...
Do we want to do the sauce?
Sauce, yeah, probably, right? Drizzle some of that sauce on there.
Don't hold back, Brian.
Need the secret sauce. All right, so we're good? Alrighty. A couple of pickles. You got those?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Look at this floppy pickle that's more, you know,
Pickle
McDonald's-y.
We found Rick as a pickle. Chopped him up.
All right, and then our
All right.
final touch.
And the final touch, of course, has to be some of our toasted sesame seeds. I'm just gonna sprinkle those right on top. Maybe a touch more. All right.
It's looking good.
So there we got
Our Big Mac bowl salad casserole.
Big Mac soul bowl salad.
Yeah.
Soul. Big Mac soul. It's the soul of a Big
It's
Mac.
the Keto Wizards Big Mac.
There you go.
There we go. That's what we're doing there.
All right. All right.
All right.
Ready? Give this a shot.
Okay. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Or Big Mac dinner.
Big Mac dinner. No chicken. It's a beef.
This is great. It's got the textures. Everything but the bread, and you don't miss it.
I don't, but I mean, I haven't missed bread in a long time, so I'm pretty good with that.
I think we did well going with the American cheese. I think it blends with the beef really, really well. The onions are popping out of that beef too, and
Yep.
I think the crunchiness of the lettuce and the pickle really add, and that sauce.
The sauce
Love
is
sauce.
definitely good. Definitely good. It did, you know, mellow out really nicely in the refrigerator. It's got really good flavor. The ground beef is seasoned well. I don't think it's overly seasoned one
No.
bit.
No. And your kids will love this. If they don't want the lettuce, they don't need the lettuce. But I mean, I think it adds to it. I think it gives it the crunch, and it just, it's like when you do bite into that Big Mac and all the lettuce is just like falling all over the place. You know?
It makes a mess.
That's what we got going on here.
Exactly.
We are living the Big Mac dream right now.
Woohoo!
It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
So you can have a Big Mac on keto, guys. I don't know about it.
Yeah.
No, perfect. Yep. So we think this is going to be a nice, super easy recipe for you guys to do at home. I think it's a good weeknight dinner that you can do for the family. It serves up at least 6 servings. We'll get the recipe link for you tomorrow. We'll get the recipe link for you below with the macros. But yeah, quick and easy Big Mac salad.
So that is it. That is our take on the Big Mac salad, Big Mac bowl, whatever you want to call it. If you guys try it, like it, please let us know in the comments. And while you're at it, you want to also go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and the bell.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. That way you can get notified of all of our great videos, and you can come see what we're cooking up on Keto Wizards.
Yep. See you next time, guys.
Bye.